I thought I was his girlfriend, until I saw how easily he gave her the attention I begged for. It happened at Kayla's birthday party, 3 months into what I believed was us. Marcus had this way of making me feel like I was overreacting whenever I asked for basic things. Want to meet his friends? You're so needy. Want him to text back within 6 hours? You're suffocating me. Want to actually go on dates instead of just watching him play video games? Why are you so high maintenance? But with Isla, everything I'd been asking for came naturally. She mentioned she was cold. He offered his jacket before she finished the sentence. She made a joke. He laughed like it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. She said she wanted to try the appetizers. He jumped up to get her a plate, all within 15 minutes. I'd been asking him to go to that new restaurant for 2 months. He said planning dates felt forced and unromantic. Yet there he was, asking Isla detailed questions about her semester abroad. The same questions I'd stopped asking him about my life because he never seemed interested. I watched him lean in when she talked, actually put his phone down, maintain eye contact. Meanwhile, I'd spent our last 5 hangouts competing with his screen. I pulled him aside. Can we talk? He sighed like I was ruining his night. What now? You've been paying a lot of attention to Isla. She's my friend. I'm being polite. You gave her your jacket. I asked for it last week when we were walking home and you said you needed it. He rolled his eyes. This again? You're always starting drama. I stood there processing. He made me feel crazy for wanting what he freely gave someone else. The realization hit like cold water. The next day, I tested it. I texted saying I had a rough day and needed to talk. 3 hours later, sorry, busy. Talk later? I called him about an actual emergency. My uncle was hospitalized. He sent it to voicemail, texted back 2 hours later. Everything okay? That same evening, I watched his Instagram story. He was getting coffee with Isla, making elaborate inside jokes in the captions. She'd known him for 3 weeks. I'd been around for 3 months and still felt like a stranger. When I finally ended it, he was shocked, genuinely confused. Where is this coming from? We're good. We were never good, I said. I just didn't realize relationships weren't supposed to feel like begging. You're overreacting, he said. The same phrase he'd used 47 times in 3 months. I'd counted. I gave you attention. Crumbs, I corrected. You gave me crumbs while showing me exactly how much effort you're capable of with someone you actually like. He tried the usual tactics. I was dramatic, too sensitive, reading into things. But I'd seen the proof, had watched him be the boyfriend I'd asked for, just with someone else. The worst part? 2 weeks later, he started dating Isla. They went to that restaurant I'd suggested. He posted photos of them at the museum I'd begged to visit. He planned elaborate date nights and wrote paragraphs in her comments. Everything I'd asked for, he was doing, just not for me. My friend said I should be angry, but I wasn't. I was relieved, because I finally understood. The problem was never me being too much. It was him choosing to give me too little. Some people will convince you that you're asking for the impossible while casually giving it to someone else. They'll make you feel demanding for wanting what they're perfectly capable of providing. They just don't want to provide it to you. That realization hurt worse than the breakup itself, knowing he had it in him all along. He just decided I wasn't worth it. But that taught me everything I needed to know about my own worth, and what I'd never accept again. Now when someone makes me feel like basic respect is too much to ask, I remember Marcus at that party. How effort was never the issue. Interest was. And I refused to beg anyone to care.